Welcome back to the Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace, and today is Monday, August 9th. It's already the 9th. This is a podcast about knitting, books, baking, and cats, but most importantly knitting, because that is what I love to do all day, every day. I have all the various social medias. You can go and follow me on those if you like to see what I get up to during the week. I have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram. You can see pictures of my cat and other things, like when I work out at home, if you're interested. If you're not, that's also fine. I also have show notes. Links to the things that I will be talking about in this episode will be there. So if you're on YouTube, the link to my blog will be down below, or if you are on my blog already, everything is already there. I also work at a yarn shop. It is called Pearly Girls. It is in Old Town Spring, or close to Old Town Spring. It's right outside of Old Town Spring. It's in spring. How many times can we say spring? It's wonderful. I will leave all the various social media, website, all that jazz, all the places. So if you are interested to come say hello, if you are local or if you're visiting, we would love to see you. Always. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot of knitting to discuss, and I am very excited. There is fun knitting in my horizon. I apologize. We are starting this off on a sleepy note, and just the reality of life. You know, sometimes you just have sleepy afternoons. So if you would like to grab something tasty to drink, I have iced coffee that I do have a little bit of a story sharing fun things with you, so we will get into it. I have iced coffee today. If you would like to grab something tasty to drink, something to snack upon, something to craft upon, an animal to snuggle, laundry to fold, maybe you're working on a project, maybe you're on your lunch break, maybe you're working out, maybe you're hanging out outside if it's cool enough, because it is not cool enough here for that at all. It is just, in my opinion, it is not pleasant to be outside right now. And you can do any of those things, none of those things, whatever brings you joy, and you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. So, first of all, at the top of this episode, I have iced coffee, like I literally just said. But, so, what am I trying to say? I have all these things that I'm wanting to say, and nothing is coming out. So, first of all, I don't know if you've had the iced brown sugar oat milk latte or whatever it may be from Starbucks. If you haven't, it's delicious, but that's okay, because there are several dupes and ways to make the syrup online, and I have done that. I did that on Saturday, and it is so good. Woo! It is so good. I am a huge fan of Half Baked Harvest. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her. She's got a food blog, a recipe blog, and she makes the most beautiful pictures on Instagram, and she's just really sweet and very cute and creates beautiful things. So she just recently came out with her version of the brown sugar oat milk latte, and I made the syrup on Saturday, and it's just changed my life. So good and so easy. Like, it's literally just making a brown sugar simple syrup on your stove and then putting it in coffee. And it doesn't have to be iced. I've put it in hot coffee, and it's just as good. And it's just so delicious. So good. So I would highly recommend that if you are into coffee, fancy coffee, if you're into flavored coffee, if you like sweet coffee. Sam, my husband, if you are new, he likes drinking coffee black, which more power to those who do that. I cannot. I can't really say that I've tried, but I know that I wouldn't enjoy it, so I'm not even going to try. I just like flavored and sweetened things too much, and it's just no shame, you know? That being said, there have been times where Sam has asked me to like make him a latte or whatever, and he'll be very kind and be like, I want to have it the way that you have it, so you don't have to like fiddle with your settings or whatever, which I do appreciate. So he'll have sweet things then. But if he's making coffee for himself, he's quite the coffee connoisseur. It is very fancy and is always just black coffee. Which is not my thing, but it doesn't have to be my thing, and that's okay. It's his thing, and I'm happy for him. I'm happy for you if that's your thing too. It is not my thing, so I will enjoy my coffee, whether it be iced or hot, with my brown sugar syrup and my foamed milk, depending on if it's a latte or not. My creamer, I don't know. I just make coffee I just poke myself in the face with my straw. Anyway, we've rambled about this too much. So please go check that out. I would highly recommend it if you are into trying new stuff like that. It was very easy and made quite a bit. So I think we will be having it for a while, and I am very excited about that. So that is very fun indeed. So everyone, when this goes up, and when I'm recording this, but even more so when this episode goes up, the Summer Olympics will be over. The closing ceremony was last night. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. It was an incredible celebration of everything that was the Olympics. And it is very sad now that it's over, but oh my goodness, am I so excited for Paris 2024. Like, can we even? What? I cannot wait. And the Winter Olympics in 2022, it'll be over my birthday, and I'm so excited. Oh my goodness, I just can't. I'm so excited. Did I mention I'm excited? Because I'm very excited. So unfortunately that is over with. It is done, which means that the Pearly Girls Summer Games is also coming to a close. It will have come to a close by the time this podcast episode comes out. But it was really all the goal was to challenge yourself to do something that you either have never done before, or something that you struggle with, or something you want to try and get better at, or just setting some form of like time limit or goal, or I mean those other things would be goals too, but like you're trying to get things done, which is what I was going for. And I feel like I did a pretty good job with my goals and my challenge. My challenge was to knit 2 sleeves at a time, which I tried. I gave it a fair shot. I put in a lot of effort, and I discovered that it is not my favorite, and that is okay, because I still taught myself how to do it, and I tried. So that's all I can really ask of myself. And then secondly, my other just very general goal was to finish as many things as possible. I still do have several test knits on my needles. And so at the beginning of the opening ceremonies and the Summer Olympics in general, I normally would have cast on something new. But because I had all these other things that had deadlines, for my own, like, let's not be too stressed about things right now wanting to keep that kind of chill. What am I trying to say? I think I had a sentence and I completely lost it. So I just decided to not cast anything on and work on just finishing things, and I did that. Unfortunately, the biggest thing that I finished, I cannot share with you yet. And because it's a secret, and it's a wonderful secret, and it's just really incredible, and I cannot wait till it comes out. So I finished that, and unfortunately I can't show that to you. But I did finish something else, literally, during the closing ceremonies last night. I finished, this is Wild Poppy by Tiff Neeland of Tiff Neeland Designs, and now we're gonna blow out the camera and the lighting, and here are these sleeves that I tried to knit 2 at a time, and it did not work, and so I just knit them by themselves, and I was so much happier. To each their own. How you knit your sleeves is how you personally knit your sleeves. More power to you if it's 2 at a time, more power to you if it's magic loop, 2 circulars, DPNs, whatever it may be. It is all personal preference. Just as long as you knit the sleeve, that's all that really matters. Like, the goal is to knit the sleeve. It's not necessarily how you accomplish it, right? If it brings you joy, do it. If it doesn't bring you joy, then don't do it. And life is too short to try and muscle through things if it doesn't bring you joy. If you don't have to. If you have to, that's another story. But when it comes to knitting sleeves with like a self-imposed challenge, not worth it, in my opinion. This is my opinion. Anyway, so this got finished. I cast off last night during the closing ceremonies. I was like literally I was finishing up the last couple rows of the ribbing while they were showing these really incredible and very moving just highlight reels of the whole Olympics, and it was just really beautiful, and it was like, this is so beautiful, I have to finish my ribbing, I need to cast off now. I love this so much. So this is Wild Poppy by Tiff Neeland, and I have used Alpaca 2 as my main color, my maroon, and then I have used some Suburban Stitcher that I am not sure what color it is, but I do know that it is a single base, and I'm pretty sure it was in my Vertices Unite, which I knit several years ago, but I love it. I love these colors together. It is, I know it's showing up like white creamy on the camera, and I'm not sure how it will show up on the computer or however you may be watching this, but it is the ever so slightest pink. And you can see it a little bit better there because there's just more of it. It is just slightly pink. I do not have high expectations for this color not running. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to dye these little colorwork bits a little bit, and I could be upset about that, but, and it may not, you never know, like, I don't know for certain. I would be surprised if it didn't, let's just say that. But I think if it does, like, it's just gonna add another element, and I don't know. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And you know what? Speaking of Diane, Suburban Stitcher, the wonderful person that she is, she shared on her stories yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. She was washing some of her knit items, and she shared that if you set or do something to a garment that prevents things from running, whether that be vinegar, whether that be like citric acid or something else, something like that to prevent it from running, if you add soap into the mix, then that basically cancels all that out. So then regardless if you try to set it, if you throw soap in there, it will still run or bleed or whatever you want to call it. which I think is very interesting. So I may actually try blocking this without any soap. I don't know, you know, I think it's a very interesting thing. I might give that a try. Because I like how it smells because I like the woolly smell. Who doesn't like the woolly smell? My phone is just blowing up right now. So I did finish that. It is cropped. I'm not sure when this pattern is coming out, but it will be coming out soon, so keep your eyes peeled. I really enjoyed working on this. This was a fingering weight on a rather large needle size, so it goes very quickly, and it also creates a very light and airy fabric. You can see. Obviously we have the color work up at the top. We've got some eyelets in there. Very straightforward. Super good stash buster. There are lengths, different lengths for the cropped body, a longer body, and then you also have options for different sleeve lengths as well. So it's a very, very well written pattern. I'm not surprised. I have tested for TIFF before, and it's just a great pattern. So, and she's got other fun stuff coming out soon, but Wild Poppy will be coming out soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That is very exciting. In other test knitting news of things that are coming out when you're watching this, if you watch this on the day it comes out, Sunday Funday by Jill of Knitterella that I test knit recently, that will be coming out on Thursday. So potentially tomorrow if you watch this on Wednesday. It's coming out on Thursday. I don't remember what date that is. All I know is that it's Thursday. So that's very exciting. If you have been following along my progress, if you follow Jill and following her progress, she's got such a cute one that's green and I love it. And all the other fun ones that other people have test knit, the Sunday Funday sweater. It is gonna be such a good staple. I am so excited. So it's a very well written pattern. Again, no surprise. Good stash buster if you want. It's DK weight. Very straightforward, nothing too fancy. And I think it would be, if you have never knit a V-neck sweater before, I would highly recommend this pattern. It is very well written and very straightforward, like I just said. And so it's a good introduction to how V-necks work. And yes, it's just so good. I'm so excited about that. So it's coming out as well soon. Thursday, tomorrow, potentially. Depending when you watch this, I don't know when you're watching this, but if you're watching this on Wednesday, it'll be tomorrow. Next up in my test knitting life, since I finished my Wild Poppy, I can now stop transferring my needles because no, I didn't actually get my other set of needles like I said I was going to. I just procrastinated and was lazy about it, which seems like such a dumb thing to be lazy about, but I don't know, at least I saved some money. I don't know. Anyway, so I have these needles that will be going into more permanently until this is done. My Wild Joy sweater, not to be confused with Wild Poppy that I just finished, but this is the Wild Joy sweater by Samantha Gurin. And I've made so much progress. So yes, it's currently on a Scooby. And we are, oh my goodness, it is just so pretty. It is a colorwork yoke. Top down, obviously, we love a good colorwork. We love a good yoked sweater. It's kind of cropped. I just live for these types of sweaters. I am so excited. It's all stash. Can't go wrong. Very proud of how my colors are turning out. So that's very exciting. And yes, I believe after I finish this motif that I'm currently working on, I will have one motif left, which will actually match this little guy up here. And then I divide for my sleeves. So I had hoped to get farther on this, but we cannot discount the fact that I did in fact finish the sweater. Things have still been very crazy. It's just very busy. It's just a lot of stuff going on. And so we're finishing a sweater, still a big deal. It's you know, it's not nothing. So I will be very proud of my progress. I don't even know if I put in a progress keeper from where I was last time, but I think I was like halfway through these arrows, or just starting these arrows right there. So I'd made so much progress, and like any yoke sweater, we get to this certain point where there is just a bazillion stitches because it has to be the entire circumference around your shoulders. And you just have a lot of stitches. So your rows take super long, and there's color work on top of that, so there's a pattern to keep track of. There was one pattern I was just really struggling. I think it was this middle one. For some reason, this little guy, for some reason, my brain was not working very well. I was struggling with it. I don't even remember what was going on, but it was not a fun time, and eventually I got it, but it definitely took me longer than it normally would have, which is okay. You know what? Again, it's just a fact of life. It happens. The realities of not being a perfect knitter all the time, and it's normal, and it's okay. We cannot be perfect knitters all the time. It is okay not to understand all the knitting things all the time. It is just reality, you know? We gotta lower these expectations, you know, like, it's important to not put so much pressure on ourselves. Anyway, that got pretty deep. Anyway, we'll move on. So my gray is actually this massive ball of yarn. We love to see it. You know, this one that is bigger than my head still, and this is the second sweater that I've gotten out of this ball of yarn. It is from Loops and Threads. I think I actually have the ball band in this bag. You know I do. Endless Impeccable by Loops and Threads. We love it. You could make a blanket, or you could get several sweaters out of it. It really just depends on what you want to do. My contrasting colors are, again, Stash. I've had this for a very long time. If you remember last year sometime, I tested another sweater for Annie of the Sprig Knits, the Trilogy sweater, and so that was the first sweater that I got out of this big gray ball of yarn. This pink is Malabrigo of some sort. I'm not sure what kind. All I know is it's Malabrigo. I have no idea what this gray is. I think it may be Drops. I could be wrong. I don't know. But I do know my maroon, which is 2 strands of Brooklyn Tweed Loft held together. And I just love how this looks. I feel like this is the vibe that I was going for when I was undecided for my colors. And this is what I had in mind when I was envisioning, thinking about, picturing these colors in my mind. I have no idea. What are words? So this is very exciting. I hope to make good progress after this, because if I remember correctly, I think it's just the yoke that there's color work. I don't think there's color work anywhere else, which means once I divide for the sleeves, it is smooth sailing, just knitting as fast as I can to get it done, because there are other things coming up, everyone. I have knitting plans that need to happen, and I don't have enough time because I need to finish my test knits first. You know, it's a thing. It is in fact a thing. But we love it. We love it so much. So we will move along to another test knit. And my last test knit, because remember, if we remember correctly, I have stayed true to my statement that after I finish this one I'm about to show you, I am done for the rest of the year. And yeah, I have looked at submission forms for test knits. I've looked at them. I have really wanted to, but I knew that if I did, then I would not be able to do the fun upcoming knitting things that I want to do. So thankfully I do have that, which is really nice. I feel like that's definitely helping my desire to do a bunch of test knits and just take a break, because I do have fun knitting plans that we will discuss. But living in my coffee, knit, sleep, repeat bag, which I love. Still don't remember where it came from, but still super great. This is my Jensen cardigan that I am test knitting for Rachel of September Knits. I love Rachel. She's so sweet. And I love this pattern. And I love how this yarn is knitting up, everybody. So I'm using new to me yarn, one of which is not new to me. That is the Diablo from Hobby. Hobbii. We love a good mohair moment. I'm holding this double with this massive ball of yarn. Another bigger than my head situation. It is wonderful. I have been enjoying working with this yarn. It is definitely, it is a big ball of yarn. This is We Heart yarn, classic acrylic yarn. This is the mega ball. So we have 1,312 yards, 400 grams. We love a good moment with a lot of yardage. Who doesn't? It is 100% acrylic. And I am loving it. I will say, and in fact, I just actually had a discussion on Instagram with a friend that I will say, if you are wanting to try these big balls of yarn, and if you're like, the Endless Impeccable, the gray one that I just showed you versus this We Heart yarn mega ball acrylic, the pink, I will say that the We Heart yarn definitely has more of an acrylic feel to it. Like, you can definitely tell that it is acrylic, but not in a bad way. Not like in a gross, like, oh, I feel that this is plasticky way. It doesn't feel bad to knit with. It feels very pleasant to knit with. I have enjoyed every minute so far. But the gray one, the Endless Impeccable yarn, I think is definitely more got a woolly feel when it's not actually woolly, whereas this is just like it doesn't feel like there's any wool in here, which is okay. I mean, that was not my goal in using this yarn. I just wanted to try it, and also because yardage, and it was a good deal. So and I like this color, and I wanted to try putting this mohair with it because everybody, it is so pretty. So it is creating the effect that I wanted. It's adding dimension to this light pink yarn. It's fun. It's super soft. It is just gorgeous. I love it so much. So I have not made a whole lot of progress, but I mean, I hadn't cast it on last week, so this is major progress in the grand scheme of things. Also, I finished a sweater. Also, I'm almost close to dividing for the sleeves on the other one, and I've done other things that I will show you. So yeah, I've gotten a lot done. I even went the extra mile and all my stitch markers are matching, and I just feel so fancy over here. Instead of just grabbing 4 random ones, they all match, and I just, oh, it just makes me feel so good. I took the extra time. That's like a version of self-care, I guess, for me, of like having stitch markers or progress keepers or even knitting bags that are just like, this is the vibe of the project, and it makes me feel so good when it all just kind of comes together. I have everything planned out. It's like a well-planned outfit. It's a very random tangent, but I have all these stitch markers. They are silver with kind of this iridescent purple bead on them. I got them in a Progress Keeper set from Jen of Hand Stitched Life, which she just put out pictures of some, I think it's like her Celestial collection or something like that. They are so pretty. Ugh, they are just gorgeous. And so I need to resist, but they are very beautiful. But anyway, so you can get sets of hers that have the coordinating stitch markers to the Progress Keeper. And I don't remember which Progress Keeper came with these purple ones, but I love these purple ones. I also like that they're silver. I love wearing gold, but I prefer to wear silver. So it just makes me happy. And no, it's very hard to see, but here we go. You can kind of see it there. They're very high quality. I've never had any problems with snagging. Love the beads. So they all match. I just feel so put together and just very fancy. And I'm just tootling along. We have our basic raglan increases, which we love that. It is just so relaxing and soothing, and I don't need to look at a pattern. It's just like, I got this. I got this. I am loving knitting on this, and I really love how this is knitting up. If you are like hesitant to knit with acrylic, I can understand. But I would also say that technology of creating acrylic has come so far. It is not the same. It is not what it used to be. This is so soft. And even though I said before, like, you could tell that it's acrylic, like, it's still, like, super soft, and it's not icky. It's not plasticky. It's just so squishy. And I could just take a nap right here, you know? It's just really soft, and I just really like it. So, if you were on the fence, just give it a try. Like, you don't have to knit anything big with it, but, and there's lots of amazing options out there. The price point is always just really good, which is another huge incentive for me, because, you know, budgets are a thing. Saving for other things are also things, and I can make it work. I can make beautiful things with really inexpensive and beautiful yarns, and I know I will love this, and it will get so much wear, and I'm so excited. Also, this is pockets. Can we even? I'm so excited. It doesn't currently have pockets. It will have pockets eventually. And Rachel is just going above and beyond. I feel like she's creating this pattern to have all the various customizations to make it your own. So there's a lot of different lengths in regards to how long or short you want it, if you want it cropped. Obviously there's a V-neck, which is really nice. There's different types of collars. There are pockets. There's no pockets. It's just I'm very excited for this pattern. I think it's a good template that will be just make your favorite cardigan, just throw it on, whether you are dressing up or dressing down, going to the grocery store, I don't even know, just wearing your favorite cardigan that you made. and it's just really wonderful. And I think this pattern is 100% going to be that. And I'm so excited. It is not coming out for a while though, unfortunately, because we still are testing it, and the testing period is quite long, which I really appreciate. I think our deadline is sometime in September. So, and it's a very straightforward, very easy pattern. Probably a good first cardigan as well, I would say that. So I'm super excited. I love how my mohair and my yarn is knitting up. It is just really, again, everything I had envisioned it to be. I had pictured it to be. What are words again? I don't know. But I am really loving knitting on this. And, yeah, I just am super excited about this project and cannot wait for you guys to get the pattern when it comes out. So now we've entered the portion of the podcast where you don't see this, but I see this in editing because I look at my phone at one point and then I get distracted for a while. It happens every week, and I always have good intentions to not, but also it doesn't really matter a ton because I edited it out. But I am kind of just feel like I'm wasting time. Anyway, back to knitting. In other news, I did try and get as much progress on this as I possibly could. I had grandiose plans of finishing it and it didn't happen, but that's okay. You know what? I finished a sweater and I got a lot of other progress done, and we're still doing productive adult things like the laundry and making sure the kitty litter gets sifted and just keeping things tidy. Also making sure we have good nutritious meals to eat, making sure I'm taking care of myself. It's okay, you know, it's all a win. It's all important and it's all okay. So this is my Lumpy space by Stephen West, none other than the most wonderful Stephen West. We do love a good Stephen West moment. I made a good amount of progress, and I say that because my stitches are around the entire circumference. Oh no! We will pause for a break. We have lost stitches. Thankfully this is the Surrey, so it's not gonna go anywhere, but also, oh my goodness, that was a scary moment. Woo. Okay, I did this last time we talked about that. Proof that I have too many stitches on my needles. And yes, I have already extended this cord. There are 2 chow glue cords that are put together for this monstrosity of a project. I'm getting there. I have one more eyelet row to do. I don't know if you can see that very well, but I've got 2 eyelet rows. I've got one there, and I've got one there, and I've got one more to do, and then I will start my Picot bind off, which is gonna be a lot. I'm not dreading it necessarily, but I am definitely not necessarily super looking forward to it right now. So it will be okay. We will cross that bridge when we get to it. We don't need to worry about it right now. We just need to worry about making progress. My goodness gracious, I did it again. I know better. I know better. Why is it doing this? I think it's also because it's just really slippery. Because the Surrey is just very... Okay, we're holding the needles. Here we go. It's not going anywhere. So my colors, this middle color is Farmer's Daughter's Fibers in the rough or Tough Customer. I don't remember which one. We have Manos de Uruguay in the Antique Lace colorway. We have Hugh Loco, the Hoarfrost colorway, and then we have the Surrey, which is also Farmer's Daughter's Fibers, and that is the Knick colorway. I'm undecided what I'm going to do my Pico bind off in. I also I really want to do it in this. I think it would be so much fun, and I know that it is not showing up accurately on the camera as it is in person. So we will see, but I just think that would be super fun. These are definitely more muted colors. Like, even though this is a bright green, like, don't get me wrong, this is a bright green, but it's also just kind of like, it is more of a neutral, subdued, bright color. And I think this would be super fun. So we will see, you know, I may start with it. Also, another downside that I really don't, it's gonna be a lot, and doing a Pico bind off in just mohair. One strand of mohair. Although I could hold it double so that way it would match the Surrey. That's an idea. I think I probably should do that. In which case, do I have enough yardage? Oh, I don't know. I need to think about that. I didn't even think about that until just now. But yeah, doing a Pico bind off around this entire shawl, which I know like is very hard to see, but just thinking of the size of Stephen West shawls, this is a big thing. And it also creates a very odd shape, but we're here for it. Do I want to do that? Do I want to do a Pico bind off in a single strand of mohair around the entirety of the thing? Entire thing. What are words? So yes, this is very exciting. I'm getting super close. I'm glad that I made progress on it during the Olympics. I definitely I'm glad that I made that happen, and here's to making more progress in the future. Because I will have a lot of knitting time upcoming this weekend. We have a funeral to go to. Unfortunately, Sam's grandmother passed away last week, which is very sad. She will be very dearly missed, but we are going to go celebrate her with his family, which is really wonderful. I'm glad we can do that, and so we will be driving, and I will have a lot of knitting time, and I am looking forward to that. So hopefully, who knows what we'll get done. I have no idea. Because also, everyone, I almost forgot, I hit my cheeks harder than I thought I was going to. Kind of knocked my glasses, but that's okay because I am so excited, everyone. My mom and I have another knit along that's coming up, is what I'm about to tell you. This is a pullover by Anne Wenzel. She's a Copenhagen-based knitter, according to her Instagram, and she has one of those feeds that is just like, I want all those things. I need all of your items of clothing, even the things that are not knit. I just want to like have things styled like you. I just want to be you. I love them so much. She's just so much fun. I will link her Instagram in the show notes, so if you want to go give her a follow, I would highly recommend. Anyway, this sweater pattern came across our feed, and I sent it to my mom, and it was like, well, I think we need that. So we are doing it, and yarn should be here by the end of the week, and I am just so excited. I cannot even. We are doing the diamond jumper, and this is a picture of it on her, and it look at the collar. Like, I'm super excited. It's just so big and roomy. And then here it is hanging up. This is on her Instagram. These are her pictures. I just cannot even. So you do the collar first, then you got short rows, then you do the rest of the sweater. All of it is in the round. And we have Cascade Eco Wool coming, and I love that yarn. That is one of my like tried and true yarns, is Cascade Eco Wool. Like, it's just one of my favorites. Some of my absolute all-time favorite sweaters, like my rug sweater, is knit out of it, and it's just like, it holds up so well. It wears so well. In fact, I have this. This is my 8-day cardigan. I knit this in college. It's still like, just, it needs a bath, but other than that, it like has held up beautifully well. And the stitch definition, the skeins are really big. Like, it is so good. And then they have their Cascade Eco Wool, and then they have the Eco Wool Plus, and they are the same. It's just that the Eco Wool is the natural colors, and the Plus is the dyed colors. So I believe I actually got this color, which I believe is taupe. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that it is. I just love this color so much, and it was the color that I kept thinking about, like looking at other ones on Instagram on the hashtag, which is also so inspiring. Like, it's just, I want to have the time, I want to have the weather, mainly. If I could only pick two things out of it, if I had the time and the weather to wear these beautiful sweaters all the time, I would be such a happy knitter. Today's not that day. Today it is very hot and very humid. Because again, you know it's really humid when you walk out your door and your phone and your keys and your water bottle all have condensation on them. It's just not a happy time. And it's not because it's really cold inside. It is literally just because it's so hot outside. And it's just like, what? Not my favorite. Anyway, so yes, I'm making this massive woolly cabled jumper, the diamond jumper, and I could not be more excited. And so that is coming, and hopefully to be cast on soon. I am so, it's knit on a big needle, and so this is like having these types of things that are like for sure set in stone, we're doing this is happening, have definitely helped me avoid any other test knitting, sample knitting situations. Though I love them dearly. Again, do not get me wrong. I do love testing and I love knitting samples for people. It's just that I have done a lot of it this year, and the past couple weeks have been just very intense of said knitting. And again, though I love it, it is time for me to take a break. And it will be a wonderful break, and I'm so excited. This diamond jumper will be just so exciting. And yes, I have not forgotten about the bubble cardigan by Stephen West. That is also on my radar. And all the other things that I want to knit in the time that I do not have, and the weather that does not allow, and also the space. Like, I don't have space to store all these things. I've got like clear boxes literally just here that's full of knitwear. That's not including the bookcase that's out in the living room that is also stuffed full of knitwear. And there's another box roaming around somewhere that I don't even remember what that is, but I know it's either in the closet or in our office thing. But that's not going to stop me, you know, because it brings me joy. It brings me joy, and I love it so much, and I cannot wait for this diamond jumper. I am just so excited. So that will be happening soon. I don't know when exactly, but I will be seeing, I will hopefully see my parents. They are coming to Houston in 2 weeks. So hopefully it will definitely be cast on by then, but I don't know. We will see. Who knows? I'm just going to focus on finishing things right now, you know. And I did what my Pearly Girl Summer Games challenge was. I did 2 sleeves at a time. I finished things. I got stuff done. Checked things off my to-do list. It was great. And this week I just got a ton of knitting done, and I'm just really, I feel my knitting mojo coming back, and I'm just very excited about that. Not that it wasn't completely gone before, but I'm just feeling very inspired, invigorated. I want to make all the things for this winter climate that we do not have. Alas, it is not like that. But I can go and visit my parents who now live in Colorado, and I can wear all of it there. And it will be beautiful. Oh man, can you imagine the pictures of this diamond jumper in front of the mountains? Okay, well, I cannot even, I need the yarn. I know it's coming like literally in 2 days. Like I just need to be patient. I will gather my needles and I will be prepared and I will have a bag ready to go. All I didn't need to do was just wind the yarn. Anyway, I'm rambling. That is all the knitting that I have to talk about this week. I have shared upcoming knitting plans, which is very exciting. And I will just continue making progress on all the things. Yes. I don't even know. I know that I had intended to finish my wool and honey. That did not happen, but it's just sleeves. I literally have like 2 inches left on my first cuff, and then I have the other sleeve. So I think that should be done soon, but I'm not going to make any promises because it's not super pressing, and we're going to take a break from deadlines unless they are very imperative or are like pictures are dependent. If it's not a serious thing, then we are not having any deadlines. We were just chilling, no pressure. It's just all the things that bring me joy, you know. Yes. And I hope that you have that too. I hope you have had a wonderful weekend. And you continue to have a wonderful week. If you have crafty plans, I hope that they are successful. Go check out Sunday Funday. The pattern is out now. Or it will be out tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this. Go get your copy. Plan your V-neck boxy sweater with all the fun colors. Do it in 1 color. Do it in just 2. The options, so good. Just so good. All the various social medias, website information, yarn store information, the link to the brown sugar syrup for your coffee, all the things will be linked in the show notes. If I forget anything, please send me a message. Or if you just want to say hello, I would love to say hello. You as a viewer mean a lot to me. I would not have this podcast without you, so I just getting to talk to any of you, it just means a lot to me. So thank you for your likes, comments, subscribes, comments, likes on Instagram, and literally anything the type of support. I just really appreciate it. It means the world to me. So again, hope you had a good weekend. Hope you have a good week. Crafty plans. I've got crafty plans. We'll see what happens knitting-wise, progress-wise. We will see. We will see. And we've got fun things coming up, which is very wonderful. I need to go do laundry, unfortunately, but that is the reality of adult life because laundry is important. We cannot go through life not doing laundry, unfortunately. Eventually you will run out of something and you need to do it, but it just has to happen. Anyway, thank you for being you. Thank you for hanging out with me while I rambled and I ranted about my opinions about things. I really do appreciate it. You are wonderful. You are enough. I hope you have successful crafty plans. And that is all that I have for you guys. I keep thinking of things else to say, and I cannot even think of anything else. So with that, I will see you guys next week. Bye.